Hey there, my friends. Today we are going to talk about, and we're going to be diving in to what it takes and what you need to be doing as the business owner to hiring right fit team when you are at that leveraging and scaling time of your business. Now, today's video is going to be a meatier topic. It is a more advanced topic, but even if you are brand new to your business, I encourage you to listen in because you will learn something that you can use later on if you are to ever want to scale and leverage your business with a team. All right. So, hey there, my friends. This is Kelly Schaefer. I am the creator of the Concierge Academy, where I help local businesses make more money by marketing more successfully so that they can get more clients and have a greater impact in their local community. I'm a retired registered nurse who literally just took her love of helping people and built a $1 million business running errands for other people. Okay. So today I want to talk about right fit team. So in one of my other videos, you may have heard me talk about right fit clients. And today we're going to talk about right fit team because I often see people when they start getting, a little bit tight in their schedule, what they do is they start looking to hire a team. But a lot of times what you're doing is you're building a team from a place of hustle. You're building a team from a place of I need to fill the seat instead of building the team for where you see your business going over the next 3 years. So when you are building your business and putting butts in seats, if you do not think about those people as a part of the mission of the business and they're just butts in seats, you will often hire the wrong people. You will often actually attract the wrong people. So today I want to help give you some clarity around the things that you actually need to be clear about before you even go out there looking to bring somebody on into your team. So the first thing you want to consider, and I wrote it down for you so that you can see it also. The first thing is a personality fit. Before anything, you need to make sure that the people that you hire are a personality match for you and for the culture of the business. If your business is very professional and button up suits and very high level, then you might not want to bring somebody onto your team who, is sending emojis to their clients all the time and who shows up in a denim jacket and a animal print dress, right? So you have to first know what is the right culture fit and the personality fit for your business so that you know the team who will fit that model well. So for example, part of my hiring process had a strict happiness policy. So what that meant was they had to smile. Why? Because I smile often, always smiling around clients, joking with clients, loving up clients. And if that person that I was hiring could not exude that personality naturally, then they were not going to be a good fit for me. I literally would walk into a coffee shop where I was meeting a potential client or a potential team member, and they'd have a scowl on their face. And I would immediately be like, that is not the right fit for my team and for my brand. So number one is your culture and personality fit before anything else, because who cares if they have a resume that's fantastic if their personality skills kind of suck? Okay. The second thing you want to make sure of is their schedule and availability fit. Do they have a schedule and availability fit that fits the need of your business, and not just the need of your business today, but the need of your business over the next year? So I made this mistake in the beginning. I ended up hiring people. And the reason why I hired people this way is because that's what I was putting out. That's what I was asking for. Who wants to work at this lovely, flexible part-time job working 5 hours a week? And I had a bunch of people who wanted to do that. But then as soon as I filled up their 5 hours, they had no more availability for me. And then I was looking to have to hire another person. So, what is the schedule and availability that you need to fill the hole? Now, of course, in the beginning, you're probably not going to be at a place where you're ready to hire a full-time employee yet, but I still want you to be thinking about what would be the minimum availability that you would want that right fit team member to have. The third thing is a skill set match. And I know I talked about this in one of my other videos, and I'll put a link to that video below this video. Talks more about hiring team, when and how, but a skill set match. So a skill set match does not necessarily mean that they have the exact experience doing the exact thing. Because I'll be honest with you, there's not a lot of people out in the world who have run errands professionally for a living. And running errands and grocery shopping for a stranger is very different than grocery shopping for yourself. But these are all learnable skills. What you want, the skill set match you want to make sure that they have, is a desire match. Is it something they actually want to do? Now, when you're interviewing people and you'll say, grocery shopping, is that something you want to do? And they'll be like, of course. And you'll be like, running errands, is that something you want to do? And they'd be like, of course. Folding laundry, is that something you want to do? Of course. No, no, no. Most people are going to say yes to all of the things up front. Your job is actually going to be to make them feel comfortable in admitting to you the desires of the jobs that they actually want to do, not the ones that they think they have to do. And this way, when you give them work that they actually desire doing, number one, you don't have to micromanage those people. Number two, they'll stay with you forever and ever and ever. Okay, forever and ever is a bit of a stretch, but they will stay with you for a long time because it's work that they truly enjoy. You think about it yourself. Maybe you've been in a job where 3 things about the job you loved, and there was the one thing that you hated doing. You don't want your team and your employees to end up doing jobs that they actually, quote unquote, physically hate. So that is really what I mean about a desire. Now, how will you figure these things out? Through a process. This is a process I teach in much greater detail in my 100K club. I have a high-level group coaching program. It is a mastermind. There's 100K Club and 100K Platinum. And in the Platinum portion of our program, we talk all about hiring and teams and systems and onboarding team members. And so I go into this in a lot of detail there. But what I want to share with you is that these things, you need to discover these things by doing a hiring process, which is called hoop hiring. It's a term that I learned from one of my mentors a long time ago. And what hoop hiring is basically you want to make sure and have them jump through hoops to see if they are a right fit for you. When you do this correctly, let's say you had a help wanted ad somewhere, whether it's an ad or a Facebook post, or you ask all your besties and friends, and you put it out there and you had 10 people who respond, the process, the purpose of your hoop hiring process is to literally weed out 80% of them, because you only want the people who will fit all of these matches deeply, consistently. So the way you determine that is through some of the hoops that you will have them jump through. So for example, hoop number 1 is, can they follow directions? I know you're going to laugh at me about this, but I am telling you right now, 90% of the world cannot follow directions. How did I learn this? 5th grade, Mr. Vona. Yes. Did you ever have a class where you walked into the room and the teacher hands you a piece of paper and then they tell you it's a 5-minute timed test? Okay. And then you sit down, and I was one of the people that wanted to make sure I got through that time test because I was an A student. And I sat down, and it was a 5-minute time test. And number 1, so I started doing, and he said, make sure you read through it all first before you start. I'm like, I only have 5 minutes. Why would I do that? So I started going through all the prompts. There were about 20 things on there. Number 1 said, put a circle in the right-hand corner. Number 2 said, put a star in the left-hand corner. Number 3 said, write your name at the bottom, right? There were all these things. And number 20 said, do nothing and turn your paper over. I failed that test and was mortified, but that test actually taught me a lesson in following directions. So, for example, when I've done hiring, and let's say I put out a post on, we'll just say on Facebook or on LinkedIn, and I said, we're hiring, yada, yada. Here's what we're looking for. Here are the parameters. This is the right skills match. This is the right availability match. If you are interested in applying for the position, submit your resume to this email. And I would literally say, do not DM me. And what would people do? They would DM me. What would people do? They would respond in the comments section. Interested, 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 interested. And I would literally take all of their names and I'd put a piece of paper on the side and I would write all their lovely human names down. And if they did send me a resume, they were immediately disqualified. Why? Because they couldn't follow directions. I know I probably sound a little bit harsh right now, but that alone literally weeds out 80%. So that you are not hiring people who are not going to be able to follow directions for your clients. That is why we do that. The second hoop that you're going to send them through is how will they respond, quote unquote, on the job. So for this part of it, I have a evaluation. I have it's several pages. It's a questionnaire. I actually share the questionnaire with all the members of my 100K club, and then they use that to create their own questionnaire and send it to potential clients after they've made it through the first hoop. Send it to not potential clients, potential team members after they get through that first hoop. And in that one, I want to see how they would respond on the job. Here's why. A lot of times what I have found is people would respond to my questionnaire and they would say things like, I would ask management. I would ask management. I would ask Kelly. I would ask Kelly. I would go to management. I would go to my supervisor. And I'm thinking, first of all, in a business model like this, we don't necessarily have management. We don't necessarily have a supervisor. And no, you cannot come to me every time the smallest problem pops up. The purpose of that is to test their problem-solving skills. The other thing I realized was that most of the people who would talk to their manager all had worked in some type of corporate setting for many, many years, and that is what they became accustomed to. What that says about that person is that they are not comfortable enough in making strategic decisions. They're not comfortable enough in trusting their own judgment. And if I am sending team out to serve 7 clients in a week, I cannot be interrupted 20 times for those 7 clients. I need my team to think like problem solvers. Okay. The third thing is want to be a worker and not a boss. This is super important, especially in this industry. Any industry where you're doing skills or a service, so concierge or organizing or helping seniors or really anything. Like it could even be a landscaper. It could be a landscaper. It could not necessarily an accountant because you need a degree for that, but things where you don't necessarily need a degree for. What happens is if you hire team members who actually really secretly want to be a boss, who actually secretly want to build their own business, they will not stay with you because they will become bored quickly being the worker. They will want to then, quote unquote, go out on their own and start their own business. So in my history of hiring people, I'm just going to take a stab at it. I want to say I hired 15, 16 people in my business career thus far, not including VAs, and none of them left to start their own business. However, there were people that I did not hire after I questioned them and went through our hiring process, and I found out after asking very specific questions, that they actually wanted to start a business just like this for 10 years now. Or my husband told me I should just go out on my own. So, what you have to do is you have to create comfort for those people to actually be willing to tell you those things. And there are assessment tools that you can use that actually will highlight those people for you. Because, again, you don't want to bring team on that are going to come, fill a butt in a seat for a while, and then leave. You want people that are going to be with you for the long term as your business grows. Okay, my friends, I know this was huge. This was meaty. I would love for you, number one, to leave me a comment below. What was the biggest nugget that you got for yourself from this video? Let me know in the comments. The second thing I want you to do for me is if you are in a phase of business where you've made at least $5,000 this year and you want to 10x that income and you want some support doing it, I encourage you to apply for a spot at our 100K mastermind. We are currently enrolling. I am going through the applications as they come in. I am setting up one-on-one calls with people who qualify. And if you want to not have to recreate the wheel, I encourage you to apply for that position. I'll put a link to that below as well. And then the third thing that I ask of you, I know I have a lot to ask of you this week, but I've given you a lot this week also. I want you to hit up that like button and that subscribe bell so that you don't miss any other upcoming episodes. All right, my friends, team, expanding, leveraging, hiring for where you're going, not where you are right now. Until next time, my friends, bye for now.